Yo, what's going on, buddy? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I wanted to do is I want to talk about Lamar Jackson and something that John Harbaugh said in a press conference whenever he was kind of being asked by Baltimore Ravens reporters, NFL reporters, all different types of reports. They were talking about Lamar Jackson, how he's kind of struggling in the playoffs, how he's kind of had his issues. He's 2-4 in the playoffs. He's good in the regular season. He's got MVPs. He does good in the regular season, but in the playoffs he struggles. And he pretty much said this.
And I believe the Ravens and we've always had a vision for Lamar Jackson. It started with Lamar's vision and his mom's vision when he said he was going to be a quarterback. He was going to be a quarterback in high school. He's going to be a quarterback in college. He's going to be a quarterback in the National Football League. And we bought into that. We embraced it. We built an offense for it in 19. We're building another offense for it in 23 and 24 going forward, right? The next iteration of our offense around Lamar Jackson. Because in my opinion, the vision for Lamar Jackson, and it's a vision, it's something you see it like it's already happened. You can see it like it's already been done. The victory has already been won when you pour into a vision. And the vision that we have together is that Lamar Jackson is going to become and be known and be recognized as the greatest quarterback ever to play in the history of the National Football League. That's the vision.
And let me tell you something, Harbaugh. You need to get your nuts and bolts checked up there. Don't get me wrong, is Lamar a good quarterback? Yes. Is he possibly a great quarterback? Yes. Is he going to go down as the greatest quarterback to ever live? Hell no. Tom Brady's currently the GOAT. Patrick Mahomes is on track to possibly be the GOAT. We have other guys in way ahead of Lamar right now in Montana and Manning. Drew Brees is up there. Eli Manning could be up there. Ben Roethlisberger, Steve Young. Hell, Dan Marino never won a fucking title, and he's ahead of Lamar. So what I wanted to do is kind of talk about what kind of ways could Lamar maybe traject himself or like elevate his game and elevate his stature to getting up there to be the greatest quarterback to ever live, and where he kind of stands now, and just kind of give my opinion pretty much through and through. But without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. As you saw in the press conference, he pretty much said, quote, the greatest quarterback ever. And that is living up to a high stature for Lamar to do. Now, like I said, he's been good. He's been great, if you want to say that. He's got 2 MVPs, 2019 and 2023, the season that just happened. He's played great in almost every single year he's been out there. He has had some injury problems. He has missed a couple of games here and there in the past couple of years. So he does have that kind of attached to his name. Now, the whole reason Harbaugh pretty much went after like the reporters is because reporters were kind of going after Lamar Jackson. Myself, I still think, like I said, he is a really good quarterback. I think his talent is amazing. He's needed for the NFL. The NFL needs him. They need his kind of talent. He draws eyes. Everybody wants to watch him. When Lamar gets out of the pocket and he takes off running, everybody's watching him. The crazy plays he makes when he's like looping around, he's throwing the ball off balance, 20 yards. He's doing like some Mahomes magic, but instead it's the Jackson magic. It's pretty crazy watching him play, and it's fun to watch him play. Now, the thing I think is funny is the fact that he's saying like people doubt him, people say he's no good of a quarterback, when last year he was near unanimous of winning MVP with 49 of 50 votes for him to win the MVP. So it's like, if you want to go after that one guy, I forget who, I think it was Josh Allen who that guy or woman voted for, which is still pretty funny to this day. But the fact that it was 49 votes to 50 votes out of 50 votes that voted for Lamar Jackson to win MVP, and you are saying that we doubt him? No, not really. Now, when you look at Lamar Jackson and just the way he plays the game, and looking at his stats here, I have his stats kind of pulled up for how he's kind of played in his career. As you can see here from Pro Football Focus, Lamar Jackson, for his career stats, everything he's pretty much done. As you can see, let's go to regular season. You see his passing yards and everything he's done. His completion percentage has been pretty much in like the low to mid 60s. Most of his career, his passing yards kind of fluctuated a little bit here and there because, like I said, 2020 to 2022, like kind of in that range, those 3 years, he was a little bit injury prone. His 2 MVP seasons, you can pretty easily see them, 36 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and then the 24 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. It's pretty self-explanatory why he won. And then the rushing, factoring those in, kind of explains as well, 1,200 yards, and then the 821 yards. Here's my thing with Lamar Jackson, though. He has gotten better at like pulling back a little bit on the rushing, because as we saw in his early days, he was just running around. He was younger. He could run around a lot more. Now he's 27 or like 26, I believe. So he's got to slow it down. He can't run around like a freaking nature artist all the time. Just like stay hut, 2 seconds, drop it and go. Like, he can't do that anymore. He's got to be a not really just like stand in the pocket quarterback, but he's got to be able to throw the ball too. Now, everybody talks about how he doesn't do well in the playoffs. Let's look at some of his playoff stats. First year he was there in 2018, Joe Flacco, I believe he got benched like around week 8 or 9, somewhere in there. I forget exactly when it was, but he got benched, and Lamar, he got to start the playoff game against these then San Diego Chargers. He got to play, and let me tell you, it was okay. It was an okay performance. 14 out of 29, 48% completion percentage, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not the greatest stat line in the world, but for a rookie in his first playoff game, he did pretty good. They did end up losing that game. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, they ended up winning that game. I forget exactly what the score was. His next game, the 2019 season, when they went like 14-2, what were they, like 2-2 at the start of the season? And then they ripped off like 12 straight wins, and they went 14-2. Everybody was like, holy shit, this Ravens team is easily winning. They are not losing this Super Bowl. They're going the whole way. And then they ran into, well, more importantly, a Ravens defense ran into a man named Derrick Henry from the Titans. Ran all over them, put up like 250 rushing yards on his, I think it was his birthday as well, so that was pretty fun. But when you look at Lamar Jackson, how did he do? 31 of 59 for passing, 52% completion percentage, 365 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. The 2 interceptions is really bad, but it was more or less, when you look at the pass attempts, 59 pass attempts, you're going to be still looking at that and be like, why the hell is he throwing the ball so much? It's because he had to, because the team was trailing most of the game, so he had to throw the ball a lot. Like the Titans, I think their first 2 drives, they went straight down the field, touchdown, touchdown, and the Ravens, they were like, oh shit, we have never been in this situation before. Screw the run game. We have to throw the ball now. They went back to the drawing board at 2020, and they actually figured some things out. They won their first playoff game. They were able to get through. I forget who they played that year, but they got to the second round, and they played the Buffalo Bills. We all remember how that game went. And if you don't, I have the stats pulled up right here for the score. They lost 3-17. Everybody remembers whenever Lamar Jackson tried to do like the leap over, trying to score, or like they were down like what, like the 5 or 6 yard line. No, he got like smacked down onto the back of his head. He got the concussion. It was pretty bad, and he ended up going out of the game. And I think it was a pick 6 from the Bills, ran it the whole entire way back. That was pretty epic for the Bills. But like I said, Bills won that game. Looking at the stat line though, Lamar Jackson, 14-24, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. Josh Allen, he did pretty good as well. He put up a kind of mid-tier stat line. But when you look at Lamar Jackson, like I said, he didn't get the job done. He played mid. Fast forward to 2023, this past season, you look at what Lamar Jackson did. He did good in that first playoff game against the Houston Texans. And if you don't remember it, I have it pulled up as well. Right here, they beat them 10-34. Now, here's my thing with the Ravens. Most of Lamar Jackson's career, he's had an excellent defense. Don't believe me? Go look at the stat line for the Ravens defense every single year. Top 10 easily in every single category. But as we can see, he did good. He basically did what Josh Allen did the year before, or back in 2020. He basically put up just like a mid-tier stat line. It got the job done, mainly because their defense was so good. Plus also running the ball, 11 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was like just like a freak of nature in that game. But then we all know what happened whenever he played the Kansas City Chiefs. They took it to him. They beat his ass down. Now, I think the big picture we all need to be looking at this is something I've seen a lot of people talking about this on like Fox Sports, different channels, ESPN's Get Up, First Take, even on Sports Center. A lot of NFL analysts have been kind of talking about this, pointing this out, and it's a very interesting point. When you look at Lamar Jackson and him trying to become a greatest ever, you look at who else is in the AFC. Patrick Mahomes. The comparison everybody's been trying to make is look at what happened with the Chicago Bulls in Michael Jordan's era. Whenever he was with the Bulls, they were constantly winning, but there was a lot of other really good players around the league at that time. From your Larry Birds to your Magic Johnsons, Kobe Bryant kind of came in there towards the end of Michael Jordan's kind of career. Shaquille O'Neal was there as well. I'm sure I'm missing some names, but there was like so many great players around the league when Michael Jordan was winning. And it's not that they were not good players, it's just that Michael Jordan was so dominant. Those players couldn't win championships. They couldn't like get up to the top tier level. And right now, the same exact thing is kind of happening with the NFL, where Patrick Mahomes, he's on track to possibly get a three-peat. He's already got 3 titles. If he hits the three-peat, that's 4 championships for him. And you have all this other talent outside the NFL or inside the NFL that they're trying to get or trying to win Super Bowls. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts. Could you put him up there? Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson, like I just said, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa. There's a lot of really good quarterbacks in the NFL that they're trying to win. They're doing everything they can. They have good teams. They get good defenses. They get the receivers. But they just can't get over the hump because, hey, there's this dude named Patrick Mahomes all the way up there on the mountain that he just won't get the fuck off of it. And in order to get to the mountaintop and be the king, you got to beat the king. Another thing, kind of the last thing I kind of want to talk about with Lamar Jackson, his play style that we've been talking about for the past couple of years, we've always kind of compared him to a Michael Vick. Not the person, the player, just so I'm clear. When we watched Michael Vick play, he was this run and gun. He could run around, he could fly around, and he could still throw the ball, but he had a really good arm. Lamar Jackson's got a good arm. He could run around, he could fly, he could just juke you, spin move, do everything you need to do. He was like a Madden simulator player. And that's what we see with Lamar Jackson. Now here's the thing. How come when Michael Vick was in the league, nobody said he was going to be the greatest player to ever live? People are saying it now about Lamar Jackson. I think Harbaugh, he's doing a good job at he's having his guys back. here's my thing. If you're going to have your guys back, there's nothing wrong with saying things like, he's a really good player. I love him on my team. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. I feel that. If you want to say those kind of things, I get that. You want to say things like, I love him as a player. I don't want anybody else but him as my quarterback. I think he's going to have a really good year this year. I think we have a really good shot to go win a Super Bowl this year. You can say those things. I have no problem with that. But for you to stand there with your chest out and have the biggest balls in the world to say he's going to go down as the greatest quarterback ever, you got balls to say that. But kind of wrapping it up, here's my final points. Lamar Jackson, is he going to go down as a top 10 greatest quarterback to ever live? He could. He needs a Super Bowl, though. He needs at least one Super Bowl to his name if he's going to do that. If he ends his career and has no Super Bowls, let's say he gets like 3 MVPs but zero rings, it's going to be tough to make that claim. You could still be like top 15, top 20, 100%, but top 10, I don't know. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did want to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think that the Lamar Jackson is going to go down as the greatest quarterback to ever live? Do you think he's not going to go down as the greatest quarterback to ever live? Do you think he's a good player, a bad player? Whatever your opinion may be. Do you think John Harbaugh was out of his mind saying this? Was he correct to say this? Whatever your opinion may be, leave a complete opinion down in the comment section down below. You're more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do poster and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second I post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.